The best way to improve your vision at all distances is to get the eyesight in the left and right eyes equally clear and perfectly clear at all distances. So let's take a look at this PDF. This is from Dr. Bates and his assistant Emily A. Bates. Dr. Snellen, his eye chart, a few antique charts, and you can read these basic directions. There's 10 steps to see the eye chart clear. I'll just let you pause the video. Here's some extra information. Dr. Snellen, he invented the eye chart. Let's make it larger. That way we'll be sure it shows well in the video. Let's move this here. Hold this for a second. You can read that. Okie doke. Back we go. This here is an old-fashioned eye patch. I made one. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's the eye doctor using the patch to test the boy's vision. Best way to do it on a real eye chart at real distances. I don't like those machines they use to simulate close and far. We want to test our vision at the real distance we're looking at. And that gives us an accurate reading. Okie doke, you've seen this in our other videos. In our previous video I showed you an eye patch I did not like because it kept pressing on my eye. So these are what I use when I practice myself and I teach it to other people. See how I've made this? And I put something on here that I hop on there. It doesn't touch my eye, and this keeps the patch from touching my eye. You have to be careful. Do it right. You can learn on my website how to make these. And this is one patch and you can slide it for each eye. The reason we use eye patches is because you're not supposed to close one eye at a time when you're practicing. Because that tenses, you see how that tenses my eyelids and my facial muscles, and that can get into your eyes and your eye muscles and cause some tension, and that can lower the vision. You don't want any muscle tension in your neck. See how this goes? Squinting, same thing. That's the worst thing you can do to see clear. It gives you a tiny bit of clear vision for a second. You can hold it for a while, and then it starts to hurt, be uncomfortable, and you have to let it go. The correct way when you look at something, you want to see my hand, you just move from part to part. From my finger, part to part. And blink and relax. Don't squint to see. Replace squinting with just shifting. So you get your vision equal in the left and right eyes by looking close and far and shifting on objects at close and far distances, one object at a time, one distance at a time, back and forth. Shift on a close object, then a far. Close, far. Both eyes together, one eye at a time. I've got my thing pressed on here, inside the hat. I've got my piece. So the patch is not touching my eye. And then I still keep things in the central field, and I go close and far. Do the shifting on the close, and then the far, close, far. And then you switch. You do the other eye. If you have vision in one eye is less clear, you practice a little bit longer with that eye, maybe a minute. Then you go back to the clearest vision eye and do maybe 5 seconds, and that keeps a balance in the vision. So you're trying to improve your vision and keep it equal at the same time. So you're going up to a higher, better level of vision, and you're keeping them equal. So then you end with both eyes together again. Here's another one where you can just flip them up. I don't have my thing on this one, but I'll leave it. I know how to be careful. I use these a lot. This covers. These kind of patches let light into the eye you're not using. So I'm still getting some light on the side. That keeps both brain hemispheres active. Each eye is still active. Same for this one. And then you can switch it. Well, you don't have to do that with this one. You just switch patches. This is a 2-patch hat. There you go. Now with this one, this is mostly if you're sitting. Another reason for eye patches is so you're not holding your hand up, getting that tension in the shoulder, which can get into the face, head, and eye muscles and lower the vision. So this is mostly for sitting when you're relaxing and you're practicing your fine microscopic print in the diamond type, all the different sizes of small and tiny print. Both eyes together, one eye at a time. When you do one eye at a time, you got this, and you can just rest your arm on your lap, so you got a lot less tension. You don't want to hold your arm up forever, but it's still better than sometimes I just don't like the eye patch because I want to block out all light in one eye sometimes. And I'm looking at the camera, blinking, relax. And I test my other eye. Blink, relax, move from part to part. Both eyes together. Looking at the tiny print. The HD. The HD. The HD. Extra practice with the less clear eye. Can't remember. This one's a tiny bit less clear sometimes, so I do a little extra practice. Here we go. In a second. Maybe 5-10 seconds with this side. Most people have a dominant eye. I practice this and then boom, both eyes are equally perfectly clear. And you can feel the switch over in your brain when that happens. It's a very good feeling. You can feel the balance occurring in your brain. It's relaxed, clear. Oh, I practiced a little bit too long with that one. You get the idea. Extra practice with the less clear vision eye. Up to about a minute. Sometimes you can go longer. And then always do like maybe 5-10 or so seconds with the clearest vision eye. Because you want to keep a balance, but you want to have some extra practice with the less clear vision eye. And you get a, I think it's called a ratio. And then end with both eyes together again. So there you go. You're cutting out all the light. This lets in a little light. It's not perfect like you see in the picture here that the eye doctor uses. I'm trying to learn how to make one. I probably end up buying one. But this works pretty good. And I'm not hitting my eye. See how it has a cup? You know, I was careful to make it nice and smooth so there's no sharp edges. No pieces that was going to hit my eye if I accidentally slip. And you got to be careful when you're using this too. So it cups over your eye. It's nothing's touching. It's a good feeling. Get the vision equally clear and perfect in the left and right eyes. And then it'll be a lot easier to keep your vision clear. Be careful when you're using an eye patch. Don't touch your eyeball with it. Remember to practice with the loose patch so you can let some light in. Each eye gets light. You're not completely shutting down the eye not in use from light. You're not completely shutting out the light, and that keeps a balance in your brain hemispheres, your visual system working with your left and right eye. And then do, so that would be this type of patch. And then do some with much more light blocked out, although this isn't perfect, but it's okay. So like right now I'm forcing, in a gentle, easy way, I'm forcing this eye to be completely independent. Both eyes move together still, even when the eyes are closed, one is covered. But let me repeat that. When your eyes are closed and you think about something, the eyes still move together. I'm thinking about a black kitty and I'm moving around. Eyes are moving together, shifting together. Coordinated. When one eye is covered, the eyes still move. When they move together. I'm shifting on the camera again, both eyes are moving. But there's less light in this eye, so it's making this eye in the brain think, oh, we've got to make sure the vision's clear in that eye now, and it gives it some extra work, some extra, I don't want focus, maybe that's the word, of the brain on that, working with that eye, and you do the other. Crystal clear. Crystal clear. There you go. Okie doke, let's see. So remember, do not close one eye at a time when you're doing these practices. It causes tension. Getting a tight muscle in your eyelid, you don't want that. Especially for people who have dry eyes, you want to keep your eyes, your tear gland, your eyelid glands, the oil in the eyelid glands, that they produce oil, and the tear glands producing the tears and all the ingredients in the tears, and they mix together. You want everything in those eyelids area free of tension and for optimum function. So now you have a better eye patch, and you can make one yourself. This is black duct tape. I use black so I would block out a lot of light. This is a piece of wood, and I covered it so there's no splinters getting in your eye. So I'll show you this again. You can read it. This is on the website. You can read this on the website. It's in the book Perfect Sight Without Glasses. Our version, where we've added a lot of extra pictures. Symbols are easy to see. Prevents effort to see. When you don't try to see, as we were talking, squinting, staring, being immobile, when you just relax and you move on the object from part to part, move to something else, look at something familiar, it's nice and clear. These are kind of like familiar eye charts. Symbols are familiar. You have the ones for children with animals. This is an easy chart. You're not becoming immobile, looking at every letter on the line, thinking of it as a test. You just look at whole charts red and clear. E, T, D, P, F, O, A. These E's, familiar object. All you have to know is which way it's going. A lot of times you go to the eye doctor and they have you looking at all these unfamiliar things, and you won't pass the test because they're pressuring you. You're not looking at a real distance in the sunlight or just even in artificial light. It's still better, at least if you can not be looking through a machine. It's always best in the sun when you want to test your vision, but you should be able to see in dimmer light too. So that's it. Okie doke.